welcome to Lead Lamp Media's podcast. I am Ben Noble, and this is my buddy, fellow co-host, co-worker,
Tyler Dolvin, SEO paid search specialist here on the team.
I forgot to mention I'm a web developer.
Yeah.
The web developer for all things Lead Lamp Media. So today we're going to talk about SEO essentials when building a website. What is SEO, Tyler?
Search engine optimization. Simply put.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I throw that around and forget that people don't know what that is. So
Yeah.
SEO.
Yeah.
Search engine optimization.
Yeah.
Does that mean like dogpile.com, ask.com, Bing? Am I missing one?
Google.
Right.
Google.com, I think, is
Forgot about
a
Google.
small tech startup out of Silicon Valley.
That was someone's garage.
Yeah.
And then she became the CEO of YouTube. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's neither here nor there. So when you talk about SEO essentials, obviously I am a web developer. So when I build a website, I want to build the best website from the beginning. I don't want to I want to do as little maintenance work or follow-up work as possible when I create a client's website.
Exactly.
And so when it comes to SEO, search engine optimization, I didn't used to be cognizant of it, but working with you and Brett, our manager, who has a strong SEO background, I'm more and more intentional about making sure SEO is a part of the foundation, not just after the fact, going back and going, how can we make this more SEO friendly now? But actually from the very start, making it integrated with SEO. So this is something that's been on my mind a lot more. So this is a nice topic for me to talk about, just to learn from you as well.
Absolutely.
So what would you consider the first most important thing to think about when it comes to SEO?
Yeah, I mean, something that we've been talking about recently is just setting up a new client's website, or in certain instances, refreshing an existing one. And again, as you're refreshing it, or if it's straight off from the jump, making sure the basics are there, the title tags, the title, page title for the home page.
Gotcha.
At the end of the day, if it's a local business, you want to include the local regional town name, state. So that way when people search a certain topic, plumber near me, florist near me, whatever near me, especially if you have that brick and mortar store, you'll show up in those topics. Obviously your name.
Gotcha. Yeah, of course.
As you look at Google Analytics search, more often than not, a majority of a brand's traffic or the search console is their branded search.
Gotcha.
And again, as you create that brand and you do more marketing, advertising, and build that brand awareness in your local market, that's where it is. So again, including your brand name in the header titles and page titles, even in that meta description, as you build out the various pages, and we'll get a little bit more into that later there. But
So you hit on a lot of things, and I think those are all very important. The first thing I would consider as the most important thing is to set up the fact that you need to have a keyword.
Yes.
Right? You need to figure out what that keyword is. What is a keyword?
Yep.
I'm sure you talked about this in discussion with Brett, but for the sake of this conversation, give me a really simple, concise answer that a non-developer, non-SEO expert, or maybe a business owner who's just starting something would understand.
Yep. So the keyword essentially is the keyword, not to use the definition in defining it, but you want that keyword to be the thing, your product or service that your business offers, whether it be B2B or B2C, that again, people are going to be searching to find your business.
So it's something that people are searching.
Yep, exactly.
So whatever is put into a Google search bar.
Yep.
That is a keyword. Is that
exactly
simple?
Yeah. A great example would just be gas station near me, plumber near me, dentist near me.
And whatever comes up is a search result.
Yep. So again, sometimes, as I previously discussed with Brett, is you don't necessarily need to overthink it too often.
Right.
Now, if your business offers multiple services, it's kind of like hierarchy. What's the top product or service you offer? For us would be another great example. We're a marketing advertising team. So marketing or advertising services would be either that keyword, depending on which one we want to focus on. And then underneath that hierarchy is all the services or stuff we offer. So but high level would just be marketing or advertising.
So like you just have your big picture keyword.
Yep.
very general. If we're looking at it like casting a net, it's going to be a big net.
Yep.
You're going to catch a lot of fish.
Yep.
Probably most of them aren't going to be the ones you want.
Yep.
But there's a lot more of them. So you're more likely to get just a vast, diverse group of searches and people. Or not searches, but for that search, a different market. But when you get localized as well as more specific with their keywords, you're getting less people, but they're probably more relevant to what you're hoping to sell them.
Absolutely.
The target audience, and those are getting a lot of buzzwords, but target audience being just basically your customer.
Yep.
Who is your end user? Who is your end customer? So when it comes to keyword research, knowing what that high level research or the high level keywords are, and then the lower, more specific level is very important. I would say just developing top 5 or 10, depending on the size of your business and the scope of the work you're actually doing. 5 or 10 is just a great place to start.
Yep.
All right. So some tools you can use for that. We're just going to run through these quick. Google Keyword Planner.
Yep.
That is free. You just have to basically sign up for an ads account. You don't have to spend any money. Google Search Console.
Yep.
Again, so these all kind of come with a Google account.
Yep.
So you have your Search Console. Then you have other paid options. SEMrush would be the most popular. Ahref.
Yep. Ahrefs. I've heard it say either one. Same with SEMrush. I've heard it say SEMrush or SEMrush.
So you look into those things. Did I miss anything?
I know there's some other tools out there. There's a gentleman I follow from ongoing blog SEO content topics, Neil Patel.
Right.
He's been a staple in the industry. He has some free tools out there.
Uber Suggest.
Uber Suggest. There's another one that over the years I've used. It's really interesting to either ideate keywords or come up with topics. And this is more in the blog stuff and potentially get into is Answer the Internet, where you can put in your keyword and then it'll ask or come up with phrases or search terms incorporating that that keyword. So it's really cool when it comes down to later stuff, your H1 tags, your H2 tags, blog topics and ideas and suggestions to create content. Again, help your SEO on your website over time to index content. So again, that'll be a little bit later. We're trying to talk about more of the high level stuff and implementing it on a new site or refresh.
Exactly. This is we're talking about a new site. Yeah, refresh. It could be anything you're doing from the scratch. So even if you're using a website builder, whether it's a redesign or a brand new site, these are things to consider. So we're going to play a little game quick. It's what I call the keyword game. Very descriptive, right?
Perfect.
I'm going to give you a keyword. Any keyword, let's be clear, it could be more than one word.
Yes.
All right, that confused me at first. Because I figured it's just, whatever. But it's actually any phrase. So you can call it a keyword phrase if you want to. But so I'm going to give you a keyword or keyword phrase, and you're going to tell me, this is per year, what you think the average search traffic is.
Okay. And this is for the United States or worldwide?
U.S.
Okay, U.S. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I guess it could. Yeah. Let's make it U.S.
Yeah.
I believe. I'm not 100% sure about that, but let's just go with the U.S.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to give you the keyword and then a variation of that keyword.
Okay.
All right, and you're going to guess both. So the first one is how to be a ninja. What do you think the average yearly search traffic is?
15,000 searches a year.
Okay. And is it low, medium, or high competition? And when you're talking about competition, that means the amount of people or companies that are trying to rank for the exact same thing. The more people, the less. The more difficult, I should say.
The more content out there.
Right.
The more websites or blogs that rank for that keyword.
So 15,000, high or low? Let's go high, medium, low competition.
I would say in the last couple of years, ninjas, vampires, all of that, some Marvel comics and movies. I would say it's probably grown in competition. So I would say it's relatively hard to rank for.
Okay. A lot of people
content out there
figuring out how to be a ninja. Okay.
Yeah, maybe TikTok content, maybe not ranking for it. YouTube content. I'm gonna say harder to rank for. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, you got one or two right. So it's actually only 590 search results, believe it or not, a year.
I went real hard.
We're
I was
talking
thinking there's
about
a
how
lot
to
of
be a ninja.
how
These
to
are
be a ninja.
serious
Okay.
people, so
Yeah.
thank God it's not more. Because
15,000
I'd be
ninjas
scared.
walking around.
All right, the next one is I want to be a ninja.
Ooh. Now this is a little bit more aspirational. They want to be, whether they act on that or go down the road to learn to become a ninja. Man, maybe this is where I should have done the 15,000. Knowing that it was 590 for the previous, let's do 5,000.
590.
Oh,
It's the exact same.
Wow, interesting.
Well, think about it. Logically,
Yeah, it would be.
I want to be a ninja.
Yep.
I like what I see. How do I become that ninja?
Now you're the next step. All right.
Interestingly, the same amount of people. So that means pretty much if you want to be a ninja, it logically follows that you're going to figure
the
it out.
progression of search
Now,
traffic.
I wanted to point this out is lower competition.
Okay.
So the point here is that you can have a keyword that's relevant
Yep.
and find one that's slightly different
Yep.
to your industry, and it'd be lower competition. So that's something you should target. So keep that in mind as we keep going. How to make avocado toast.
Okay. This has definitely grown in popularity over the last couple of years.
Okay. So you're an avocado toast cafe, let's say.
Yeah.
This is very relevant to you.
Yeah, it's definitely on the menu. You want to rank for it because people are searching for it. It's a new trend. Staple.
You catch that niche market.
How many people are searching for this? I would say this is probably up.
You
close
can
to
round
what
up.
That initial one was. I would say 25,000.
All right, not bad, not bad. Is it high or low competition? High, medium, or low?
I would say over the last couple of years, probably higher competition. But then again, that's assuming that all these cafes or diners that offer it are good on their content game and do rank for that.
Which those watching will be after this.
Yeah. After they watch this, they're going to be content ninjas.
Boom.
Eating their avocado toast.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say it is, you can rank for it. It's not
Okay.
super hard, middle of the road.
All right, so you're getting closer. You're warmer than the last one. 9.9 thousand.
Okay.
So yeah, let's round it up
not
to
too
10,000. This is an average, fair, and it's very high competition. Not very high. So I should say there is a very high.
Yep.
And that would be like 99, 100%.
Perfect.
Because we will have one of those later.
Yeah.
Now, interestingly, so how to make avocado toast?
Yep.
What would kind of be the logical alternative phrase for that in your mind?
After you're looking for that, probably a recipe for it. Avocado toast recipe.
Man, this is why he's the expert.
Yeah.
Avocado toast recipes.
There you go.
What would you say that ranks as?
People are a little bit more inclined to do it at home. They don't want to go out, spend the money. DIY. I know there's a big DIY community.
Sure.
So I'm going to say, and foodies, they like to do it at home. Higher search volume than that. So if we're looking at 9.9 thousand,
Yep.
let's do 12.5.
Close. I mean, not too close. 33. But you were right
people
on
at
track with your mentality. So it was higher.
It makes sense too. Avocado toast is expensive, so you're probably not buying it out. You want to just do it at home.
In the competition, what do you think? Is it similar or different?
Probably similar to probably high.
You're right.
Yeah, because people are want to.
Yeah. So high competition for the both.
Yep.
One has a lot less search. Same competition, right? We're just kind of rounding numbers because it might be a point off or so. But you have a similar competition, but higher search results. Which one would you tell a client to go for? Same competition, more search results here.
Yeah.
For a slightly different keyword.
Yeah, I'm definitely going for that one. Ideally, you're going to incorporate both of them. Because there's.
But if you're going to focus,
exactly. If you're going to focus again, as we
you can only fit so much content per page, right?
Exactly. Yep. And as we talk about one of the basic SEO principles, and I love just saying this all the time because it's never too much to beat home or drive home with people, is you're ideally looking for that high search volume, low competition.
That's where we're
because
at.
Again, that means people are searching for it on the internet and there's not a lot of content around that, whether it be blogs, video, on page content, all that stuff.
Exactly.
So again, that's where you want to, where and why you want to target those keywords.
But if you have the same competition for both and you swear that's the best keyword, it's better to go for the one with more search results.
Exactly.
So, all right, but you're absolutely right about the high results, low competition. So superhero movie is the next one. Superhero movie.
Ooh, okay.
You can give me a round
Yeah, superhero movies. I feel like it's, again, growing with
Yep.
the advent of Marvel and all those other movies out there. We do 100,000.
Okay. High competition, low competition.
Oh, high competition.
All
for
right.
Sure.
You're right on the high competition. We're at 40,500.
Okay.
This is a difficult game. I do realize that.
I like it though.
Because we're talking about yearly averages. So,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, 40,500. 40,500. Yep, I said that right. Superhero movies.
Okay.
Now, what's the difference between those two? Movies. I just added an S. I made it plural.
Again, it's just these are those other instances where I would say it's really nice to have the Ahrefs, the SEMrush, even Google searches to see the search volume and competition on it.
Yep.
Because again, sometimes plural, singular.
I couldn't have done this without it, and I'm just
exactly.
showcasing the fact that those types of research are very important.
And other variations we've talked about internally here is sometimes either a keyword that can have a space in it or not. And again, it's all contingent on your product, services, your industry, your market.
Yep.
Sometimes just finding that little hack, that a word that can be separated into two words or one word is, at the end of the day, I don't want to be saying, I know how people are searching. I want to leverage these tools to say, hey, at the end of the day, Google.
The numbers don't lie.
Exactly. Yep.
They just don't. So you think adding an S helps your search results?
I'm going to say it does, just because there's more volume and people are trying to look for multiple movies versus a specific movie. So I'm going to say more.
In this
volume.
case, you'd be wrong. So it'd be 22.2 thousand. So the point being, just taking away an S, making it specific to movie, can make double. It can double your search results.
Search volume. Yeah.
Same competition. So last one, I thought this was hilarious.
Okay.
Google.
Oh, people Googling Google is essentially what you're saying.
I'm saying
I've seen this.
Google.
I've heard of it.
How many people do you think Google the word Google?
Google. Dang, this is a good one.
Just the word Google.
Ooh.
And keep in mind, they're typing it in Google.
In Google. I love it. I want to say 150,000
a year.
A year.
You want to change the number? You're really low.
Really low.
really low.
500,000.
Keep going, man.
Million.
Woo. You really low.
Just tell me.
83 million a year.
Oh my gosh.
Dang. I hope it's the same, 100 people that just did 83 million.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's just going to make my day.
That's the state of our world.
Yeah.
Competition. Yeah. Very high.
High. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just going to get that one to you. Yeah. How about Google.com?
Oh.
They've Googled this.
Yeah, they're Googling Google in Google.
Mm-hmm. They're Googling the website in Google.
Man, I was impressed by the millions of searches of just Google. Yeah. I'm going to say
this
it's probably
not as many. I'll give
okay.
Yeah, there.
How many did you say for Google?
82 million.
82.
So
let's cut it in half. 40 million.
Nope, 2.2.
Okay.
Very high competition because they own it.
Yep.
So you kind of see where I'm going here. Yep. That just changing the end of the keyword, changing the middle of it, switching words around, using the word recipe instead of how to make.
Yep.
All these things can drastically change your results and your competition. And knowing this information is going to get you ahead of your competitors. So moving on to number 2.
Perfect.
On-page SEO. That's very important. So you talked about it. Meta descriptions, that can get confusing to people. That's basically what's under the hood. What does Google see? So the way Google goes through the website, it crawls it. Means it has a robot that literally just reads the internet once a day. I don't know how many times they do it. They don't tell you. But they go through the entire internet and crawl, search through every page of every site on the internet. It's called indexing.
Yep.
And they say, is your site relevant for this search result? And there's this algorithm that parses all this data all over the world, which is why they, are always in the top of the stocks, right? Because they have all this information that we don't have access to. So they know all these things. So it's very impressive how they're able to do it all so quickly, so many times a day. So they go through and they say, what's this page about? And it's up to you and I to say, Google, this is what this page is about. Because they don't know. It's just a dumb robot, right?
Yep.
So that's where your meta description comes in. It just says, hey, this website is about avocado toast.
Yep.
Everything you need to know about avocado toast. And it's going to say, okay, I got you. I'm going to put you in rank number 1, but you have to have content to match that. I'm going to kind of test you here.
Yeah.
So they're saying, are the images relevant? Is the content relevant? Are you trying to trick me?
Yeah.
Are you just throwing a bunch of keywords in that don't make sense?
Yeah, keyword stuff.
It's a little smarter than it used to be. So you used to be able to trick the Google robots, but these days you can't do it as well. So you have to have genuine content.
Yep.
Title tags. What's the name of your page? Is it relevant to the content? Is that too redundant? Is that relevant? Headers. Are you using one H1? Never have more than one H1. H1 is just the hierarchy.
Yep.
You have your headings for every paragraph.
Yep.
The first thing on your page should be the H1. And then from there, your H2 should be your big ideas, and then H3 and so on and so forth.
Yep.
All that matters. The images, what is the alt text?
Yep.
So that is literally, if you click on an image, what describes that image? So if somebody's blind and they're using a screen reader, that's an accessibility feature you might not be aware of, but every computer has one. It reads off literally what is on the webpage, and it uses that to tell that person what this picture is.
Yep.
And Google uses it as well and says, oh, this picture's of two dudes sitting in a studio talking about web development and SEO.
Yep.
So Google's able to kind of take all that information together and say, this is a really good site for avocado toast. Like, this makes sense.
Yep.
I'm ranking this high. But somebody else has theirs just a little better. Their H1s are all there. Their H2s, H3s are all in order the way they should be. Their descriptions are right on. They're going to be, even if yours is like 99% the way there, if theirs is 100% the way there.
Yeah.
Or it's been around a little longer, and there's a lot of factors that go into that, and we'll get into those now. But on-page SEO, that is a more technical side of things.
Yes.
That's why you should have a professional doing this if you don't know what you're doing when it comes to the actual building of that website.
Yep.
And a lot of DIY options are out there, but nobody's going to sit there and tell you exactly all of these nuances that maybe that's something you need to research, and it takes time.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it just takes time, and maybe you have the time. Great. Research it, figure out how to make these things optimized.
Yep.
If you don't, hire a professional.
Yeah.
You will save money in the long run. You'll save time. So going into the third option would be mobile responsiveness. Why is mobile responsiveness in short paragraph, why is that important?
If you look at if your website has Search Console or Google Analytics, if you look at it by device, a large majority of traffic nowadays, I would say more than 3/4 on most websites.
83% is what I read recently.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, and it all depends on your industry. Sometimes you might have people older, and I don't want to say that, but even a lot of older people are now doing mobile searches. Everybody has cell phones. We've reached that delta years ago with smartphones and stuff. Even my grandmother has a cell phone. Not that she's searching on it, but again, let's just say that 83% of mobile traffic. So again, when you're building that site, you're setting it up, you're doing a new build or a refresh, you really need to prioritize mobile. A lot of times, again, working in the marketing advertising industry, we're looking at it on our desktops, on our laptops, but then you have to remember, I pull out my cell phone, I load that site, and we scroll through it just to make sure it looks good.
And there are tools for that.
Exactly. There's
Search Console is one of those that it'll tell you if something's wrong with your
exactly
if it's not mobile friendly.
But
it'll give you a score.
Yep. And again, very important to optimize for that. So great point.
And there are frameworks if you're building from scratch to help you with this. Like CSS Bootstrap is a famous one. It's what Twitter is built on and has kind of opened to the world to use. So if you like the way Twitter looks, you know how friendly it is just with the way if you reduce your screen size, you're using it on an iPad versus a phone, the way that it's not Twitter anymore. What am I saying? X, sorry. It looks good no matter where you're looking at it, what device, because there's a million devices out there.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about when we talk about mobile responsive. There are lots of options out there. But the main point is you need to make it mobile responsive. It needs to look good on mobile and be interactive, just as if you were on a computer. So
exactly.
Page load speed. Now, do you or anybody you know like to stare at a loading screen?
Oh, I love it when there's a spinning wheel or a load bar. No, I want it to be quick, instant. Again, that's our culture nowadays. Amazon, you could blame it on Amazon for that next day shipping, 2-day shipping. Yeah. But I think it's just the nature of technology and as things speed up. So
sure. This is a side note, but when my friend got an Xbox, I used to wait on the loading screen on the games. Yeah. And I just remember the good old days with the cartridges. You just plug and play. You just put it in and it started loading. That stuff bothered me. I was like, man, these newer games are coming out with all these graphics, but the loading speed. So the more technology you put into something, I feel like if you don't have the hardware to back that up.
Yep.
And that's sort of the same with a website. You know, you can put a lot of interesting, amazing features. You know, things fade in. There's videos everywhere. There's images. It's beautiful, and it's just slow.
It affects the page.
And I've seen it more times than I can count. Where somebody puts a lot of effort into the way something looks and is interactive, but then they forget that if that thing doesn't load, nobody will ever stick around to see all the beautiful designs that you.
Or as we were talking about this morning, plugins. They're nice to have. If your plugin doesn't constantly get support as those bugs and features get optimized, if that plugin's not staying up to date to the latest version, it's now slowing down your page load speed time.
Correct.
And it's affecting your SEO.
Yeah, so 43, I think, % of the internet is built on WordPress.
Yep.
And that's what you're referring to when you say plugins. So yeah, plugins are awesome. You know, I need a slider. Throw in that slider plugin, and then it just slows down your site. So I prefer, as a web developer, to build things from scratch because I know what's going into it. I can optimize the speed. So that is preferable, but I understand the budgets vary for what you can do. And so if you do happen to build a website builder, just be cognizant of not using a ton of plugins and what you're using, and do some research how it's going to affect your site speed. There are tools, again, you can Google site speed tester and such. You'll see a million options pop up, but that is something you definitely need to consider.
Yes.
And even 5 seconds, 10 seconds can really
can make it
kill it. Can totally kill it. And when it comes to SEO, more importantly, it will rank you lower. It hurts you. Absolutely. So Google absolutely takes those things into consideration when they rank, because they know, you know, they're going to click on the site and nobody's going to want to stick around. So
they want a good experience for their users, get them an answer, get them a solution to the problem, and they don't want them waiting around.
Yeah. Because they know they won't.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Like it or not. So quality content is my last point here. There's no shortcut to quality content.
Yeah, and what's quality to me might not be quality to you. However, when it comes to the eyes of Google and SEO, a lot of it is, you know, the EEAT acronym that everybody knows about or at least in the industry when you're SEO.
I've never heard of that. What is that?
Yeah, it's oh gosh, we might have to throw it up on the bottom. I always forget all the different ones, but it's experience, expertise, authority, and trustworthiness.
You got it. Under pressure.
It came to me. Like,
or you just made it up. I would not know.
No, it is, and they actually threw in the extra E there for a while because a lot of times right now
can't have too many E's.
Exactly. Yeah. Throw in a couple E's. It's like E. Yeah. No, they want, again, their search results to show, and we can all attest to it because we've all been end users of Google, whether it be a blog topic, whether it be a listicle or bullet points or 5 steps to make an avocado toast recipe, or as
I'll be doing that tonight.
YouTube searches even recently, you might see how to change the oil in my Toyota Tundra. You might actually get just a 1-minute snippet of a longer form content from YouTube video, maybe a 10-minute video, but Google's realized that 1 minute and 30 seconds of this video is actually going to answer your question, Ben. So it's going to serve that to you in that pack. So again, that's all those things to be mindful of. And as you use the Google machine, it's fun to see what Google offers up and serves up to you. Is it going to be a YouTube video? Is it going to be
Google owns YouTube?
Yeah, exactly.
That is an important point.
Number one search engine, Google. Number 2,
like it or not, Google owns a lot of stuff.
Yep.
I was telling someone this recently, you know, if you want to be listing on Google, chances are they're going to be favoring YouTube. I would say the chances are close to 100%. So to not have a YouTube channel and making content on there is not going to help you.
So
it's definitely something we should talk about when we talk about quality content. It's not just blogs anymore. And people just like, I mean, you like videos. I like videos. It's just easier to consume. You can be doing your laundry or whatever and listen to it. You don't have to read it. Who likes to read anymore anyway? There's a few people.
The other thing I would even suggest on that is if you do a video, you can then turn that video into a longer form piece of content. You can transcribe it. You can make it a written
which
piece.
Does help with SEO.
So again, with whether you like to read, you have that blog content for those people. If you like to watch,
both options.
If you like to watch, they're watching the video. If they like to just passively listen, they don't necessarily have to watch the video. They can just listen. So it's getting all all the people who like to read, listen, and watch videos. Again, creating quality content that your customers, clients want to search for and learn from. And assert your authority and trustworthiness.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, the end user is what's most important.
Yep.
Because if you and I, as business owners, let's say, or even clients of a marketing firm, we like the content. It doesn't matter if our customers, as clients, don't like the content.
Yep.
Because who's buying the product?
Yep.
It's going to be your end user.
Yep.
So there's definitely no shortcut to quality content. There are tools to help, like SEO plugins like Yoast.
Yep.
That would be the number one plugin for this purpose. And I would say that's a must-have when it comes to plugins. It's an exception I would make to the rule that you don't want as many plugins. It just kind of reads your content for you and says, here's the things you need to look at and fix.
Yep.
So you're not alone in this SEO insanity, because it can feel like that. It could feel like there's just one more thing to do always. It's never enough. You could feel overwhelmed by it. You know, I think a lot of people's eyes glaze over when they hear the words search engine optimization. And I certainly felt that way at one point, but there are things to help.
Yep.
There are tools out there. So, you know, if you can think it, somebody's probably made a tool to help help with it. So, yeah. Thanks for joining me today, Tyler.
That was great. It was great to chat about it.
Me joining you, rather.
Yeah.
So it's so good to have a nice discussion about SEO and web development. We have a lot more resources on our website, leadlamps.com. Please check that out, or the other videos and podcasts that we create.